Hi everyone, welcome back. Something massive is happening in the world of work today. Not gradually, but at speeds that we have not seen before. Factories are becoming autonomous. Doctors are diagnosing diseases much faster. Lawyers are able to analyze thousands of pages of case documents at lightning speeds. And programmers are able to develop end to end applications with a few prompts. But this raises a very uncomfortable question. If AI can do so many things, what are the skills that we have to pick up today to stay relevant? So, today we try answering this question, not with theory, but exact skills that are required for us to navigate this massive disruption. The first skill is simple, but it is surprisingly rare. Let me explain. You do not need to become an AI researcher or a machine learning engineer, but you need to understand what AI can do and what it cannot do. You need to have a broad understanding of what machine learning is, what large language models are, what is generative AI and automation. Because people who understand AI can see opportunities that others cannot. Today, AI literacy is the new digital literacy. Just like how Word, Excel, PowerPoint were a decade ago. The second skill is something that did not exist 5 years ago. It's prompt engineering. AI is very powerful, but you can leverage the power only if you ask the right questions. That the difference between an average prompt and a good prompt completely changes how AI produces the result. Instead of giving a generic prompt like write a marketing email, which is a very average prompt today, an expert prompt might say, as a marketing expert, draft a marketing email for a skincare product targeting men and women between the age of 30 to 35, highlighting the benefits of anti aging. Suddenly, the output that gets generated becomes much more powerful, much more focused. Professionals who master prompt engineering can turn AI into a very powerful assistant. In the AI era that we are in, the ability to ask the right questions is more valuable than one who produces raw work. The third skill is something that I call AI stacking. Even today, most of us are using tools independently. We use Excel, we use PowerPoint, but we have never thought of connecting them. Most of our work today is still manual. But in the AI era, the productivity comes from connecting the tools. Let's take a very simple example of an operations manager. Their typical role is to work predominantly on Excel and PowerPoint. They get a lot of raw data, which has to be converted into dashboards and presented as PowerPoints, which typically takes 6 to 8 hours of their valuable time. But with AI, they can create a workflow which can feed the raw data into Excel. AI automatically cleans and structures the data. Key metrics are identified, charts developed. This data then flows into PowerPoint for the dashboards to be created and presented to the management. What used to take an entire day probably will take a couple of hours now. Again, there is no magic. We have to give the right prompts to AI for it to deliver the dashboards in the most optimized way. This is not about replacing Microsoft Office tools, it is giving more power to it by connecting them. And those who learn how to combine these tools suddenly will become more powerful, more productive. The fourth skill is data thinking. AI runs on data. So, our ability to read and understand data can help make us more productive. All we need to do is ask the right questions. What data do we have? Are there any patterns that we can identify? What new insights can we extract from this data? To ask these simple questions, you don't have to be a data scientist. Even basic skills like reading dashboards or interpreting trends can dramatically improve decision making. Today, professionals who can combine data insights with human judgment are extremely valuable in the market. The fifth skill is perhaps the most important: problem framing. AI is very powerful in solving problems, but it cannot really decide which problem to solve. it still requires us to tell it what problem we want to solve. To thrive in the AI era, we have to ask better questions. What is the real problem here? Can this process be automated? Is there a smarter approach to solve this problem? Again, these are fundamental questions that we need to ask on a daily basis. Often, the biggest breakthroughs happen not because of technology, but because someone has framed the problem statement differently. The final most important skill is to collaborate with AI. Most people fear that AI is going to replace our jobs, but the reality is more nuanced. AI will only replace certain tasks. Professionals who leverage AI better will continue to exist in the industry. So it is professionals plus AI. It is not professionals versus AI. Professionals who succeed will not treat AI as a competitor but more as a collaborator. Let me leave you with a powerful thought. The AI era will not be defined by machines replacing us. It will be defined by professionals who will learn to leverage AI. The AI revolution has already begun. So the real question is, will AI change your profession or will you evolve with it? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section and I'll see you soon with the next AI video.